in many ways. Today we celebrate a unique, the fullest presence of Christ among us. Totally, wholly, Christ is present among us, substantially, as they say, body, blood, soul, divinity. The whole of Christ is present in the Eucharist. This is why, of all the kinds of presences of Christ among us, we call it the real presence. Not because the others are unreal, but because this is the fullest, the most complete, the most substantial form of his presence among us. Now, the word real is going to be a guide for us in all this. The real presence, we say, we believe. Now, the word real is like a warning, a trigger. It means beware of imitations. You go to a tea shop and you see outside real cream, a warning that elsewhere you won't get real cream. You go into a jeweler's and you see real pearls, a warning that elsewhere you won't get real pearls. So we need to be alert to celebrate today's feast, to appreciate all its depths and riches. Let's take nature as our guide in exploring the depths of the real presence which we're celebrating today, the most holy body and blood of Christ. We can say that nature gives us bread and wine. Well, it doesn't. Already we're beginning to see how alert we have to be to celebrate. Nature gives us wheat. Nature gives us grapes. It does not give us bread and wine. Human beings from wheat and grapes make bread and wine. Already we're beginning to see depth upon depth. So the first level, you might say, nature gives us wheat and grapes. Human culture gives us bread and wine. And then another depth in this wonderful mystery we're celebrating today. Food and wine, bread and wine, become a meal. Now, a meal is not putting food in your stomach, that's eating. A meal is another human construct. It's sharing food and drink. It's convivial, which, as the word says, means to live together with others. That's what convivial means. When we give food and drink to each other, we're giving at a natural level, a human level, the food of life. No food, no life. To share a meal is to take that to yet another depth, to live together with joy. Deeper still, and what a wonderful mystery this is. A mystery doesn't mean something in the dark. It means the opposite. It means there's too much light for us to see it all at one go. Because you can be in the dark because there's no light, or you can be in the dark because there's too much light. When we Christians speak of mysteries, we don't mean in the dark, we mean the opposite, that we're just taking steps into the light. So we've come from nature, from wheat and grapes. We've come to human creations, bread and wine. We've come to a meal, conviviality, a shared life. No food, no life. Then another depth. This food and drink can be used for religious purposes, used to commune with the gods, with God, as sacrifice, Passover, all involving those earlier depths, but now taking them even deeper. And then the last step, which brings us completely to why we're here today, to celebrate. The real presence in the Eucharist could not be given by nature. The body and blood of Christ are not natural processes like wheat growing or grapes fermenting. Nature could not give us the body and blood of Christ. Neither could human nature. We, as it were, on our own, could never create Jesus Christ. The real presence means that the whole being, the substance, is changed by God. And that's what the sacrament consists in. That God in Christ is making Christ wholly, substantially, the whole of his being, body, blood, soul, divinity, available to us as a presence. Presence means to be with others, for others. The chairs you're sitting on are in this church, but they're not present to each other. We are, because we're human beings. Chairs are just here. A presence is something living to be shared. And there is so much then for us to dwell on, but to be grateful for. That uniquely, beyond pretense or imitations or weak metaphors, Jesus Christ, wholly, substantially, really, is present among us.